Alright, we got a new part of the town back. That means time to do side quests in a new area. Huzzah.
Huzzah indeed.
Or at the very least, challenges for more gems, which will make me stronger.
Didn't you just get a bunch of new gems?
Yeah, but I could get more.
Okay, good point. Well made.
I do like this.
What did you put all those gems to?
Nothing yet. Because I'm not fighting anything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of people do that where you hoard gems for a long time and then you spend them all at once, as opposed to
Yeah.
buying things bit by bit.
That's in a lot of modern games. That's pretty much the only way you're going to get a significant power boost feeling out of the upgrade system. So many games these days, particularly, have these like bit by bit upgrade systems in their action games, where like you get like a 1% increase to a particular thing per upgrade, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of lame.
By end game,
feel
I
like
might
I'm
feel
getting
more
stronger.
powerful once I've gotten 50 of them, but...
You know, it's just, if I wanted to spend a whole bunch of time getting stronger in microscopic increments, I'd go to the gym.
To the future.
I mean, he's not
But,
wrong.
yeah, it's one of those, why would I upgrade my strength to doing 3 damage when enemies have 7 hit points? I might as well wait till I can upgrade it twice, so that way I can 2-shot them.
Yeah, the only games I can think of where it feels more like it. The only time where I think that works is if your damage numbers are relatively low. Like, for example, in Paper Mario, if you upgrade your strength by 1, that's a significant amount because most enemies, like in early game, have like 5 health or something.
Yeah.
But in most games, it's like if something has 100 hit points and you're getting a plus 3% to your attack, so you're doing 62 as opposed to 59 damage. You're like, whoopee,
That makes
that
makes literally no difference.
Well, the best upgrade systems are the kind of upgrade systems that at least slightly change the way you play the game. Well, those are mostly upgrade systems that give you new moves or variations on moves when you upgrade.
Those
The
are
Arkham
always the
Asylum
most
games.
exciting things to get, too.
The Arkham Asylum games are a good example. Even Dad of War has the upgrade system that's done right. In fact, there's one thing I can compliment that game on now that I played it, is that the upgrade system is slightly more engaging than the previous games. Because you're not just making your weapons slightly stronger or making the lightning vortex slightly bigger, you're actually getting new moves quite a lot of the time.
How much of that have you actually gotten a chance to play?
Only a few hours. I haven't stopped to focus on it, although I might since I'm out of work for a few days. The game is good. It's just good in that way that I feel like it's my Horizon Zero Dawn fan that's being engaged, less so than my action game fan. Also, I avoided the memes. I avoided the spoilers, so I didn't expect Kratos' voice to be so fucking weird.
I didn't realize they changed his actor.
The way he says "boy" is, yeah, I get the meme now. I get it. And I kind of dig that thing that they're doing where he kind of wants to be affectionate with his son, but he doesn't seem to think he deserves to be that kind of father because he's a massive prick. So he just sort of plays the part half-heartedly.
But why, father? Because I'm a prick. Well, at least you're honest.
It's not. What I like about it is that it's not overdone, though. At least not so far as I played. It's not overdone, so it kind of works.
So next time on our Dad of War playthrough, we'll be talking about Gravity Rush.
Probably, yeah.
Well, maybe. Well, next time we do a God of War playthrough, we might actually be talking about God of War instead of Devil May Cry, which would be a definite improvement.
There we go.
You can find the Devil May Cry commentary on God of War and the God of War commentary on Devil May Cry.
Well, I don't
What's going on here?
remember talking an awful lot about Devil May Cry when we did Devil May Cry, so
Well, DMC.
Well, no, we talked a lot about.
you're
I
on fire.
think we talked a
Wait,
lot about.
were you just walking on lava?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was just going hot, hot, hot. This is a Mario game. Come on.
Now I'm
Yeah,
kind of
just
imagining.
grabs her ass and leaps 30 feet in the air.
I'm kind of imagining her being voiced by Charles Martinet now, and it's weird.
I mean, like, we give Hollywood shit for letting characters be super okay about being in close proximity to lava and
Jurassic World 2. Thank you.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Do they go inside the volcano and do like Resident Evil 5?
I don't
shenanigans?
know.
Okay,
if they do that.
there's a section in that movie where basically Chris Pratt has been tranquilized, so he can't really move. So there's a super slow chase where he's trying to like crawl away from lava that's like 5 feet from him.
Yeah,
Well,
it
at
sounds
least
like
they
a Tommy Lee Jones movie.
Treat the lava realistic.
You can't just be 5 feet from lava.
Yeah.
The
sheer heat.
Yeah, the heat would the heat by proximity would burn you. There are fumes, poisonous fumes that come off of that stuff.
Yeah, but at least they
It's a
have
whole
the
lot of
fact
mess.
that it's moving slowly, because in a lot of movies, you know,
Oh, no.
the lava goes at like 5,000 miles an hour. It's rock; it doesn't move that fast.
There's some inconsistency in that within Hollywood, but you know that's the least of their lava-related sins. But you know you asked if they go inside the volcano. In the Jurassic Park video game, that actually happens. And I'm not talking about the PlayStation Jurassic Park the game, although you might go inside a volcano in that game. I've never played it. I'm talking about the Genesis game, which used all the settings from the book that didn't make it into the movie, including the underground pumping station and the raft sequence and the fucking volcano. So you go inside the volcano as Alan Grant, and it's it's an adventure. I'm not talking Rampage Edition either. I'm talking just plain Jurassic Park, the one that was actually trying to be a pretty serious video game adaptation of the book.
Is that the one that people like? Because I think, isn't there a version that people...
Rampage Edition is the one a lot of people like because they smoothed out the controls and made it like this really fun action game. The Genesis Jurassic Park is the one that, quite a few people like because it's an interesting game, but a lot of people are turned off by these stiff controls.
Okay.
So, I'll do it for this channel one of these days. But the point is, they go inside the volcano in that. So, I think it's Alan Grant only. You don't even go inside the volcano as the Velociraptor, I think. So, it's only the incredibly vulnerable human who gets to get close to lava.
Are dinosaurs more lava-proof than humans are?
No, but you know, you don't have to suspend your disbelief about a fantasy creature who's not even accurate to real dinosaurs anyway, because at that point, like, you're either suspending your disbelief or you're not, so it doesn't really matter what they're doing.
You know, I know it's more accurate. I don't like feathered dinosaurs. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the feathered dinosaur part, okay? I could take the feathers or leave the feathers. The point is, Velociraptor is actually Deinonychus, and Deinonychus wouldn't have been able to run or jump that well. And the Jurassic Park book and movie made up a bunch of stuff about dinosaurs, intentionally. Like, they made up a bunch of stuff to say, we cloned these animals, and we're learning things now that we wouldn't have been able to learn from fossils. But there's also the open question. Are these characteristics things the dinosaurs actually had, or were they introduced by genetic fuckery, you know? Like the Dilophosaurus spitting poison and having a frill in the movie.
There's no way you could know that just looking at the fossil.
There's no way you could know that. Yeah, it's something that yeah. And in the book, all the dinosaurs had motion-based movement. It wasn't just T-Rex. It wasn't something that Alan Grant magically knew because he's a paleontologist. It was something that they found out after cloning the dinosaurs. But then in the second book, they didn't have that. So it was genetic fuckery, you know? So it's really
Which I
interesting.
think was Jurassic Park's original working title in the movies.
Well, in any case. Also, there is another Jurassic Park game that people actually like. It's called Jurassic Park Part 2, The Chaos Continues. And it's basically Contra with dinosaurs. But here's the catch.
That sounds like an... Wait, whoa, hold the phone.
That's okay. Yeah.
You're not allowed to kill most of the dinosaurs.
No, fuck. Okay,
then it's not Contra.
I thought it was the
kill.
Dinosaurs that get the guns and you get spread shots.
You're not allowed to kill most of the dinosaurs. You're allowed to kill the T-Rex and the Velociraptors because InGen doesn't care about them. They're too dangerous. But basically, it turns Alan Grant into this kind of commando soldier kind of thing, and you gotta do all these missions to stop the Biosyn Corporation from kidnapping all the dinosaurs off the island. Basically, it was the Lost World before the Lost World. It was a sequel before the actual sequels came out, which makes it interesting.
You see, though, you said Contra, but with dinosaurs, and I got excited, and it's like, oh, but you can't kill all the dinosaurs, and then I got
Oh, no, it kind of, what I mean is it kind of controls that way, you know?
Oh, well.
It's really fun. It's a really good game. It's also ball-bitingly hard.
So, Contra.
Yeah.
He's right. I'm looking at the game up right now, and it's basically Contra.
Yeah, it's also interesting because it has voice acting in the opening. The really, really hokey-looking cartoon opening has.
Was
like,
this also
really...
Genesis, or was this like?
I think it was Genesis. Yes.
Super Nintendo.
Super
Genesis.
Nintendo. Okay. Well, that would explain why it had voice acting. I don't think you would have quite gotten that in the Genesis. The
Well, what are you talking
yeah.
about? Oh wait, no, never mind. I was thinking of Zero Wing, but that doesn't actually have voice acting.
Yeah,
That's
voice
added
acting.
in for the meme. Never mind.
Yeah, no, the Super Nintendo could handle voice acting. It was just a matter of cartridge space.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not an efficient use of your Isn't it
the
like?
voice.
The Sega thing on the Sonic one was like an eighth of the cartridge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. It's.
The voice acting in this game, though, I'm not exaggerating. This is probably exactly what it sounds like. Engine must be eliminated.
Oh yeah, that sounds like 16-bit era voice acting.
Yeah.
I'll take them out as soon as I take care of Umbrella.
It's like the game. The game begins with like this super sinister looking businessman looking out the window of a skyscraper office, talking to who I presume is supposed to be Lewis Dodgson from the books.
Are we sure they aren't having a joint staff meeting with Umbrella?
No, Umbrella didn't get into dinosaurs. That was what's it called, Dino Crisis. Which
Yeah, no, I'm talking about genetic fuckery that messes with people and other creatures.
Dino Crisis, though, it gets better, okay? It's not like genetic fuckery with dinosaurs like in Jurassic Park. No, they were experimenting with, like, time travel magic or something. Time travel science. And the dinosaurs were just sort of an accidental thing.
What was Turok's excuse again? Was it a hidden island thing?
I think it was. You know, that sort of Lost World scenario that's been around since Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Or maybe it was even a scientific theory before that.
Wait, they had Lost World stuff.
The Lost World was originally a novel by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The Lost World by Michael Crichton was sort of a modern retelling of it.
But that's not a Sherlock Holmes story, right?
No, that's just its own thing.
It's just a Sir Arthur Conan Doyle novel.
Okay.
I've never read it, so I don't know much about it.
Okay.
I have. It's very, very slow. Like they don't really interact with anything. They just go to observe everything. It's like, hey, this is neat. Let's climb this waterfall. This is neat.
That's pretty much the Michael Crichton story too, until the last third, where Dodgson fucks up stealing Tyrannosaurus eggs, and everything is a mad scramble for the rest of the novel. It's well, you can tell reading that novel why the movie was so different.
Well,
I just wish it was different in a better way.
Well, it makes sense that it would be that slow, considering that most Sherlock Holmes
Okay.
stories are just Sherlock going "Herm" for a really long time.
I am not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating, all right? You remember that scene from the Jurassic Park movie where Malcolm is like, that's a big pile of shit, and Sattler is digging through shit, dino droppings, well, in the Lost World novel, there's a scene where Richard Levine is observing a herd of hadrosaurs. I think maybe Parasaurolophus, the one with the big curved crest, taking a group shit and a group piss and a group fart. And it's played completely serious until Eddie Carr walks in, waving his hand in front of his face, commenting about "Whew, dino farts." It's like he's like the assistant to the guy who designs the vehicle, so he's not as into the sciencey stuff. So he's like the everyman in that situation, who's like, "Yeah, this is all very fascinating to you, but can we get going now?" It's gross. I say that, and a lot of you are probably thinking, "Wow, that's probably a terrible scene." No, that's kind of just like your regular Michael Crichton scene. He was really into the science of his stories, you know.
Yeah.
So,
if this part isn't called Dino Farts, I'm going to be very disappointed.
No, but then we'll get demonetized. Damn it! I mean, it was going to happen anyway. But
I don't know. Farts isn't a curse word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to record one of the Jurassic Park games so I can talk about this stuff in depth. It's really fascinating. I mean, it sounds like I've really gotten into it now, but I've like talked maybe about.
Well, you've been on a Twitter binge on it for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, I was just
at the time of this recording, because Lewis might have another binge going on by the time.
Well, I'm not talking about it now. Even I was only tweeting about it because I was in the active process of reading the books. I'm not doing that anymore. I finished like a week ago, so
Yeah, so now we... Well, to be fair, we all go on binges for stuff. Like, I won't shut up about Kirby because that new update just came out. So, you know, it happens to everybody.
If Michael Crichton wrote Gravity Rush, though, you'd be in for pages upon pages of scientific theory about how this could be possible. Oh, hey, it's this girl again.
Yeah, I talked to the disappearing man earlier, and now I'm talking to the disappearing girl.
Just give her a hammer, and she'd be human Amy Rose.
Well, I mean, we already have Shadow, so...
There's a lot of Sonic references in this game.
Yeah, it's actually just a Sonic game.
Well, I mean, she is better Silver, so...
He's not wrong.
Wait, which internet rule is the gender swap rule?
63.
63.
63. Rule 63 Shadow. Rule 63 Human Shadow.
Well, I mean... Well, the red for
Silver.
her eyes and the black. The blonde's what's kind of...
Silver. I'm sorry. Silver. I misspoke. I am sorry. It happens.
Sorry, I still got dinosaur piss and farts in the mind.
I mean, she doesn't do enough weed to be Silver, though. Kinda.
Well, she
I
does
don't
get
know,
very
like-
high in this game.
She does. But, like, in certain gravity conditions, she might have pot-shaped hair.
No, but I thought it was Tails that wanted to fly high.
Tails, you're too young for this. You're like 8.
Well, you're only 15, Sonic.
Am I?
But, you know, we say Raven is kind of like Shadow, but she also has a flicky of Doom, so...
Sonic, you've been 15 for 26 years.
And you've been 8 for 25 years, so what's your excuse?
You know, it's kind of weird that Sonic hangs out with an 8-year-old. Just gonna say.
Well, you never had a little brother?
Yeah, but
thing
you don't get to choose your little brother. You get to choose your best friend.
The thing about Tails, and this was only really touched on in Sonic Adventure 1 now, is that he sort of latched on to Sonic and followed him around, and Sonic just sort of got used to it.
Yeah, if anything, Tails is the stalker.
All right, buddy, I'm gonna have to place a restraining order on you now.
But Sonic, I can fix your plane for free. Okay, then.
All right, you can
Sure
Can
thing,
you
best
really
buddy.
not walk under that?
No.
Okay. Well,
It's one of those. You probably could if they bothered to make like a crouching animation, but yeah, we are now in the industrial island of this civilization.
then how do they make anything before it came back?
Eh.
I was like, the industrial is called industrial.
Yes.
Wow, they... You know what? Okay, to be fair, I think...
Ow!
Ow.
Forgot I could gravity there for a second.
Well, more like I kind of fell between stuff and kept quote-unquote falling.
This is actually a jumping challenge, isn't it?
Well, you don't regain stuff. You have to get the crystals to refill your energy meter. So it's significantly easier to just run in a lot of places.
Ah. Makes sense.
In Splatoon, one of the amiibo challenges was you only had a limited amount of ink, and this kind of reminds me of that, too, where you suddenly have to ration a thing you're used to being able to just have basically on... Oh, crap!
Ow.
Dios mío.
Oh, man. 10-story falls, you know, they... What a nuisance.
They're a bitch on the knees.
And up.
But what I was going to say, I like the idea of these kinds of challenges where you take a resource that you're used to having essentially infinite amounts, and then you're suddenly limited with it. Like, have any of the Mega Man games done something where you only have a certain amount of standard Buster shots for a challenge?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, that'd be like a self-imposed kind of thing, then.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can only shoot the gun 12 times.
I mean, it'd be like trying to have a Mario game where you have a limited number of jumps for a challenge. It's kind of like, yeah, you could probably design something with that, but you're kind of removing the entire gameplay style if you try to do that.
Well, it depends on the kind of game, you know. If it's having you use your other options more and be...
Yeah, I'm talking like if this were like classic Mega Man or 2D Mario.
Yeah. You know,
it's like that is effectively your only attack and only movement option.
Yeah, so it's more of a thing for more modern games, and by more modern, I mean like probably PS2 and up, I would say, because even N64 and PlayStation 1 games were still relatively simple because they didn't know how to make
Trying to
stuff in
figure out this
3D.
3D shit.
Yeah, they didn't know how to work stuff in that mysterious third dimension.
The third dimension.
I do like that when you get the higher metal colors, you actually get both rewards at once. So
Yeah, it's a good way to get money, or gems effectively. Which is why I recommend doing them.
So if you even just manage a silver, you're getting a nice payout for one attempt.
Yeah. Which will be more than enough to just get you through the game.
Yeah.
If you want to actually max out everything, you will have to like actually do well on stuff, but it's not that big of a deal for just general completion.
There's a finite number of gems in the game, though, right?
Yeah, but there's more than enough in the game to actually max everything out. If you don't like the challenges, you can just do silvers and get like the vast majority of them like in the overworld.
So you can max out your stats without needing to get every gem in the game. Then
Yes.
do the extras have a purpose other than that, or just completion?
Not really. They're just there to give you options. If you don't if you don't want to explore every nook and cranny of the overworld, you don't have to. You can do the challenges. But if you don't like exploring, you can do the challenges instead.
Okay, I think that for this kind of game, I think that's fine. Like, I mean, just so that you have more than one way to get stuff. Like, the inner completionist in me wants there to be an extra reward for getting everything, but I'm also a brat, so, you know, whatever.
Probably like a trophy or something,
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm not as big on that as a lot of people. It depends on the genre. But in a game where you have an upgrade system of this sort, I don't know. Just the perks you get for upgrading are a reward in themselves. So
Yeah, but I'm also... I like to 100%... I've been trying to 100% my games more in the past couple of years. Just because that's kind of just how I like to play them, so... I kind of get a little bit irked when you do everything and it's just kind of like, oh, thanks for playing.
I should specify that the reason I'm not as big on this is more a me thing, because when I 100% a game, that's pretty much where I'm done.
Oh yeah,
so
basically.
whatever the reward is, I'm probably not going to use it.
It depends on the length of the game as well.
Depends on the length and kind of depends on the reward. Because I don't want it to be too good, because then I feel like cheated. Like, oh, here's the ultimate sword of awesomeness. Well, okay, I don't need it anymore.
That you no longer need.
One of the things, though, is that I kind of miss that period where games were trying to have, like, DVD extras all over the place.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Because, like, then the reward was something like a voice acting session. Or
Yeah,
some
I like that,
weird,
like,
gallery.
even just unlocking the sound test for 100% completion. I really like.
Yeah, like
I mean,
it has to
granted,
be-
nowadays
it
you
has
look
to be
up all
worth
the
enough-
music on YouTube, but I still like having it, you know?
Yeah, it has to be worth getting, but it can't be too either minuscule or too overpowered.
Well, the reason I like those kind of extras for this sort of thing is because it's something that that's not necessarily about playing more of the game to enjoy it, you know? Like, you could give me a really cool costume. Thanks, but I'm done now. You know?